So without further ado, let me bring in my friend and a help with TeleHealth Today and a business LinkedIn professional, Professor Werner Korb. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, James, for the kind introduction. I hope you see my slides and I hope you hear me very well. I'm very happy that I can be here and present what I'm doing with Tech One. And you see it on the screen, it's about mastering solopreneurship. And my heart really burns for people in medtech and in medicine because I worked in research for more than 20 years in the area of medical technology. I come from the engineering, from the computer science background, but I worked in the hospital and with medical practitioners and surgeons for many, many years. And so the idea is really to help people coming from academia, from medicine, from innovation, so from fields where you need to have a lot of ideas and also often a lot of education. And later you start and decide for yourself you want to do online business because you want to give your experience and your expertise online to patients, clients, other companies, whatever. And I think LinkedIn is a really good place for this. And I have devised a 12-week challenge for this in the last year. So Tech One is now about 1 year old. It's my third startup. And last year, I developed a 12-week challenge for this kind of solopreneurs and freelancers and also practitioners and on LinkedIn. I'm currently starting to write a book. So the draft title is The Scholar Startup, 12 Weeks to Translate Knowledge into Profit. So I'm not sure whether this is really later the title, but this is the draft title. And, today with mock-up software, you can look it like a book. It's not a book yet, but I'm working on it. And I really want to put everything what I learned in the last year into the book and so help my clients even more, not only with one-on-one coaching and with my courses, but also with this kind of book. So if you have ideas for the book, if you have ideas for the content, if you want to let me know anything, please send me a direct message and connect with me on LinkedIn. I will give my LinkedIn profile later in the chat also for those who are not connected with me yet. And also on YouTube, we should maybe link it so that you can also interact with me. And of course, on TeleHealth Today, you can also book a meeting with me. Okay, so the idea is really you come from innovation, you come from research, you maybe worked in a institute, in a public institute, you know how to get public funding and so on. But now you have the idea you want to be more independent and you want to give your insights, your expertise, your services also online. And I know it for myself. This is really a big change. So when I started my first startup some years ago, so I told you I'm now in number 3, but when I started my first startup, this was really a challenge. I was never educated how to build a business. My parents are not entrepreneurs. In school, I did never learn it, and on university, I also did not learn how to build a business, right? So it's really a big change. And luckily, when I started my first startup, I had very good coaches and they helped me a lot in how to build a business. And so this is also what I want to give back, right? I want to give all my experiences. And so I developed this 12-week program because the idea is that I want to help you. I want to help my clients, my students in my courses to build a digital business. And so that you, frankly, can really work anywhere in the world, right? And independent from institutions and independent from public money, that you really build something, there is a need in it. And if you build a business, you really will develop a business plan, you will develop something where you know there's a need. When I was in research, I mean, I also did something what was reasonable. I also did something what was bring some effects, but mainly I was writing papers, right? And I don't know how many people have read my papers, but now I'm doing something where people really have value in it because they give me money for it, right? So I know there is really a need for it. I know there is really a business for it. There is really a market for it. And before, when I was in the universities, I did something mainly for the papers and for the presentations. And the main reason why I changed it and why I started to build my own businesses was because I couldn't do in-depth research. And this was really strange for me because um, I was doing the acquisition for other research money. And then I got the feedback in the reviews that you did already, or the research is already done. And this was very interesting because the people in the reviews told me it's nothing new, but the thing was I was doing the research before. So I couldn't do my research in depth because the public research money was not there for doing the research in more in depth to go on the market to test it on many institutions worldwide. They always want to do something new. So research money is there for doing always something new, but I wanted to do something new and then do it in depth and test it all over the world, test it in hospitals, test it in institutions all over the world. And this is already seen as business, right? And for business, there is no public money in Germany and in the institutions worldwide. And so I started my own business. Yeah, there was no other chance to do it, but it was hard in the beginning, and I needed my coaches and I needed my support. And then the idea is now to help also in the beginning to find clients with high tickets because it's very hard in the beginning if you have to make a business with a lot of different people. So you have to do a lot of marketing, you have to do a lot of acquisition and sales. And I found out it's much easier if you do in the beginning a service or a business where you can find high ticket clients so that you can work maybe with 3 or 5 or maybe 8 clients at the same time, but not need to work with 800 or 8,000 clients at the same time that you get your revenue, right? This is possible later maybe, but in the beginning, it's better if you can develop services or offers where you can get a reasonable income per client, right? And then you get the freedom for your families or for your research or for whatever what you want to do, that you can do also research in a community or in your own pace or on your own from your own ideas, from your own concept, independent from political institutions, from political ideas, from whatever. You can really do what your heart is on and what you want to do in research. So I have a 4-step plan. So 12 weeks, always 3 or 4 weeks on one step. The first step, of course, is you need to prototype your digital business, right? And it's a lot about business plan, business modeling, unique selling proposition. A lot of people talk about the blue ocean. So the blue ocean concept means that you find something where there is not a lot of competition. And this is what I really burn for, that I find together with my clients a unique approach, a unique selling proposition, not a copy of somebody else. And there's always something, particularly in our field where we work, there's always something what was not done before. And you have maybe go a little bit further. You have to bring your ship out to the blue ocean, not only in the Red Sea, but you have to go a little bit offshore. But then you find something where there's nobody else, right? And you still have fish there, and you still have your clients there. But I really encourage my clients in my courses and in my one-on-one coachings to go out for the blue ocean, do a little bit on research, a little bit on innovation development. And I like to work with the business model canvas, with the value proposition canvas. These are very nice concepts that you can find out where there is a business, where nobody else is there, where you can do something innovative, and you also can do it alone. So typically these concepts are made for startups, right? So you do it in a team of 3, 5, or 10 people. But I do it now with solopreneurs, with single entrepreneurs, but I do it together in a team. Yeah, and James know it. He's also in the Tech One community and also many others. You know it, that we come together in the community And we work one-on-one, but we work also in the community and help each other. So very often we realize that in our community meetings, we have some fits and we help each other, right? So you can do it alone, you can do it as a solopreneur, but at the same time, you come to the community and you help each other grow. And this is the very interesting thing. I think this is something what is very important today, that you find the right community. And my community is about tech entrepreneurs, innovative entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs in medicine and research. And yeah, we help each other to grow in Tech One. So it's all about finding the niche, finding your target audience, niche down, find really an offer for a new niche, make it digital, make it available digital, what you maybe have done before offline, you can do it now digital. I think 80–90% of the work, what is done in research today can be done digital, and then make it easy. Yeah, and I'm here to help you that your message will become easy to understand, comprehensible for everybody, right? Okay, and then the second step is even my favorite one. So a lot of people work about prototyping and business modeling, but not so many people work about testing the market with cognitive concepts. And I use this concept already in my research projects. It's cognitive task analysis. So what you do is you develop an interview concept or an interview questionnaire, and you ask 5 to 10 people. This is already sufficient. Sometimes even 3 or 4 people are sufficient. And you ask them about their needs in their business or in their, well, it depends on your service. So it might be in their business or it might be in their daily life. It depends. When you have patients, of course, it's more about their daily life or about their health issues. And you ask them about their needs. But the idea of the cognitive task analysis is not only to find out what they want, it's about finding out what they really need. And so you have to use a little bit of psychological concepts and asking behind the scenes or between the lines. And if you learn how to ask the right questions, there are good books about it. And I have a lot of experience in it because I did such research projects for many times in public research, in the universities, but also with my startups. And if you know how to ask the right questions, and if you know later how to analyze it, and you can use AI today to analyze it, then you can find out really what your client, your patient, your target audience needs, and not only what they want to do. Because if you typically ask them in market research, you find out what they want, right? But it's not always what they want, what they need. And so you really need to ask a little bit deeper, right? And then you don't need to make big research with hundreds of people. It's sufficient if you make this research with 5 to 6, maybe 10 people. Okay, and after that, okay, before that, of course, when you know what to do, you start already promoting. So it's a lot about talking with these experts. So this small group where I do this research. Then you talk with more people. Then you start marketing. Then you start promoting. Then you maybe start to record a video. This is also a part of my 12-week program that I support you in recording marketing videos, in doing your marketing material. And as soon as you have that, then you start closing clients and optimization. And this is a lot about networking. So I'm not a sales trainer. I still learn a lot about sales every day, but I'm a networker, right? And I realized one thing is also doing good sales and get sales training. But the other thing, and this is maybe the more important part, is to have the right network, right? And if you connect with the right people, and often you need to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. And I have a network in research and in medicine, which is really big. And typically I find somebody, or I find a lot of people in my network that helps you to start your business, right? And there I connect you, and we engage, and then you find again the right questions and the right connection, the right approach. And then from that on, you start closing clients and you start to make your business, right? It's B2B, it can be also B2C, but often if you work with patients, maybe in that example, it's also good if you work with networks again, right? That you find a network who has already the patients, like a group of patients, right? Or a hospital or a group of practitioners, right? So that you also find the right network. And we work on this and we discuss this and we find out how you can start your business. Particularly if you start new, then it's not so recommendable that you start with one patient after the other. It's better if you start already with somebody who has the network, who is maybe offering something else for the same network, and then you can make a strategic partnership. So it's a lot about also finding the right strategic partnerships. This is in step 3, right? And then in step 4, of course, we work also about automation and AI. We work together with partners here. We have experts also here in this group about SEO marketing. So I give you the right connections there. I give you some small tips and tricks. But here in the step 4, this is already going beyond my 12-week program. There we work together with partners and other experts that you use automation, the right processes, AI, and so on, that you scale up your business. What I'm also doing is I'm working about your story. A lot on your business depends on your entrepreneur story, on storytelling. And I found out a lot of interesting concepts, and I also do typically my own entrepreneur story with you in my own YouTube channel. And yeah, this is also something we are working on. Where do you need to go to? Where do you need to tell your story? Which podcasts, which web pages, which social media platforms? Where is it important that you tell your story, and where do you also tell the story of your clients, right? So these are the 4 steps. And the most important of everything, so these are the 4 steps: prototyping your business, testing the market with cognitive approaches, closing the deals, starting to build strategic partnerships, and then speed up and scale. But the most important is the network, right? And I started 1 year ago. More than 1 year ago, status today in April 2024, we have this fellow people in the network of Tech One. It's more than 55 people. So every week there comes 1 or 2 more. So we are growing. Everybody who is in my programs is a part of this community. And the most important is that we really help each other growing. It's a lot of people coming from research, from the tech background, from all over the world. And yeah, so if you want to be a part, let me know, and then we find a way where we can onboard you. Yeah, and I really need to say it's not. It's really an additional thing for TeleHealth Today, right? So it's not about finding the patients, right? It's really about helping each other in research aspects, right? So it's not competitive. It's really an additional network and addition to everything what we do in TeleHealth Today. So this is the reason why I come to TeleHealth Today, and I come also to Tech One. I think both is really a bigger network, and it's really a great community, both of this. So yeah, as I told you, I applied all these concepts, for example, in the development of simulators for spine surgery. This was my first startup. I also helped startup founders who built not their solopreneurship business, but their startups. But I also helped solopreneurs and coaches setting up their businesses. For example, KT, who is a startup coach in Germany, helping migrant founders. We really worked on her niche. Yeah, we worked on niching down, and you will read her story in LinkedIn in the next days. I will make a post about her story, and we worked on her business. Or with James, we worked on TeleHealth Today. I think a lot of things of this practitioners network came out of our common discussion. Maybe not everything, but a lot of these things. And yeah, this was one of my projects. It's just examples of project, but it fits here, of course. And also from other fields, it need not to be always research. Dantin, who was a virtual assistant and is now operations manager, he did the 12-week program, and in the beginning, he was really looking for clients. And in the end, he told me after week 12, he told me, oh, I have 2 more offers, so I think I have to block new offers, or eventually I hire other virtual assistant. And actually, his dream was to set up an agency. And now I think he hired 1 or 2 more people, and now he started his own agency from Vietnam into the US or into UK. I think he has a lot of UK clients and also US clients. Yeah, so the 12-week challenge is all about finding the right steps within 12 weeks to build a business. It's all about prototyping the business and testing the business and finding the right network. I have different offers, different options. One is the one-on-one in-depth coaching sessions. One is the community. This is one of the most important parts. I have a lot of different material templates, tools, which I use from my experience from the last 8 years doing my own businesses. And yeah, I will have a book coming soon. And I really ask you to help me also. So also your questions, everything what you bring in now in the discussion will also help to build this book, because I really want to write this book for you, for my community, for the solopreneurs, that it helps. And I'm still looking for the right I still looking for feedback. What are important topics I really need to cover so that you can start your business within the first 12 weeks. The book will be also a daily guide. So I have a weekly topic, and I will have a short challenge, 15 minutes, 20 minutes for every day. So it will be a 12-week daily guidance for starting and growing the businesses. So if you have ideas, if you have feedback and needs, please let me know. Of course, I answer your questions now, and later I will put these ideas also into my new programs. Thank you very much. You can connect with me here, and I think we will put this also to the YouTube channel. And then, yeah, ask now or ask later, whatever you like. Who has questions?
Well, I can go, I guess. That was quick. Appreciate the concise presentation. Good presentation. Thank you. And before I get into it, I'll just say I do enjoy the synergy between our companies and communities.
Yes.
You know, with TeleHealth Today, we basically we want to be, you know, a TikTok or an America's Got Talent and let people showcase their talents through private meetings or virtual consultations. So when we first met and you told me, yeah, I tell people to work for themselves doing virtual consultations, I'm like, we got to hook up. That's perfect,
Yeah.
you know, synergy for what I'm doing. So I do commend you for it, and I do feel like, you know, it is a wise decision, especially with the resources that are available in you know 2024 and whatnot. So yeah, thank you. So I guess a question would be, when someone books with you for the first time, and let's say they have a few different ideas of what they might do in a consulting area that aren't necessarily relevant to one another, how do you get someone started and help them find that hidden talent that they have and help them find that perfect avatar of the client that they're looking for?
Yeah, this is a very good question, and this really resonates with me because this is always, or very often, the problem. This was always my problem because I have so many ideas, right? So I come from innovation, I come from research, so I always have so many ideas. And focus, focus, focus. This is really the main point, and I have to work on this on my own. I do it with my own coaches, of course, because typically, yeah, you cannot treat yourself. I mean, as a surgeon, you cannot treat yourself, and as a business coach, you cannot treat yourself. So I do it with my own coaches, but I can also help you because I resonate really with that topic. Where can you focus? And typically, particularly we in our community, we have so many topics and we want to change so many things, and we have always a new idea, and then it's always good, yeah, to ask question, how does it fit together, but always also, where do you need to say no, right? And of course, this is not easy, but this is my job as a coach, right? To ask the questions and to help you to decide for yourself. So I should not make the decision for you, but I should guide you and I should help you with the right questions that you have later on the feeling, or you know that you did the right decision. You said no to other things which are not in your focus, and you said yes to what you should be your focus, right? And this is what is my job mainly. And I have some tools for it, some canvas and some brainstorming tools for it. And then we work on this for 1 to 3 weeks in the 12-week program. Of course, we can work longer on this, but then it's longer than a 12-week program. But I mean, you said it was a short presentation, and it is also a focused program, the 12 weeks, because this is actually what I want, right? Focused, coming to the point, not talking too much, but really, yeah, coming to the point. And these are 12 weeks and these are 20 minutes. And I also do the flash coachings, you know that. And these are 15 to 20 minutes coaching sessions. Not a lot of business coaches do that, but I found out this really works very well. I really like to meet more often, but meet shorter and more focused, because in 15 to 20 minutes, you have one topic and you really discuss on one topic. And after the session, you know what to do. Because if you talk 1 hour, typically you raise 2, 3, or 4 topics, and after the session, you have 3 or 4 things to change. But who can change 3 or 4 things at the same time, right? You need to focus on one thing. And so, yeah, I come right to the point, and the main topic is always to focus, yeah, and to find also the right avatar, the right target audience. And also I have templates and canvas for this. But it's, again, you need to come to the point, you need to focus, and I need to ask questions. I need to ask the right questions that you find your answers. So this is how I work, and I have always good feedback. And yeah, of course, in 12 weeks you start typically, and it takes some while for your business, but it's possible in 12 weeks to start and to find your first 1 or 2 bigger clients. And I mean, a lot of people are also in the B2C, of course, and you have your clients and you ask maybe, I don't know, 50 or $100 a month or whatever, right? But I think it's very often possible also in your field that you can make some consultation or some B2B, right? It does not distract you, but it goes into your direction, and it helps you in the beginning of your business. If you plan to make a B2C business, it helps you in the beginning. If you have also a B2B, there you can make some consultation and 1 or 2 high ticket clients, because then you have a basis to start your B2C business, right? And I've seen that if you start your business directly with the small tickets, then it takes so long and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of pain. And it's better, or maybe you can also go for research money or for public funding. I mean, I'm not against public funding. I just say if you work in the private sector, you're more flexible and you can do more things what you like. But also in the private sector or as a company, you can go for public funding. There are a lot of programs in the US and in Europe which can help you in the start of your business. But it's really individual. It depends really on your business. Okay. Is that clear? Dimitri.
Question. Have you had clients where there was like a role strain where they were employed full time for a company or employed full time for with something else, and then simultaneously they were trying to launch their startup or launch their business? Have you had clients like that before? And if so, what was your experience dealing with them?
I mean, I had clients, some of them were PhD students. I mean, this is a different situation. So they work in research as a PhD student. Of course, they're more flexible, and they need to work on their research topic and on PhD. And in the meantime, they start to do their own business, right? But of course, we need to look very carefully into it because you need to have time also for your business. So if you do it only on the weekend and only maybe 1 hour a day, then I say, okay, we need to have a minimum time for developing your business into 12 weeks. At least I recommend 10 or 15 hours a week, right? And so, but if you have a 60-hour job, maybe a 9 to 5 plus extra hours, then it's hard, right? So it's really depending on your resources, right? But on the other hand, this can be very good because then you need not to care too much about when the first client joins, right? So whether it's in 6 weeks, 12 weeks, or maybe 15 weeks. On the other hand, of course, this can be a drawback because then you're not so much into it in finding your first client. So yeah, it can be good. It can be a disadvantage. Yeah, but I had some people who did PhD project were employed in research institutes in Germany and at the same time starting their own business as a side project. Yeah.
Oh, one more question. These PhD students, what out of curiosity, what fields were they in? Was this like more in the engineering or medical, or is it just like a variety of fields?
No, I mean, it was really PhD, but biomedical or computer science, no, medical informatics or bioinformatics and geography, data science in that fields. Yeah.
Mm. Thank you.
Hi, Ms. Werner, how are you? Thank you for the nice presentation. Sorry, my camera is off. I wanted to ask, like, what business idea do you suggest for doctors, like physicians? What field they could choose to do business? Because all we know is consultations, and haven't thought about having any business. So, what could be the field we could choose?
I mean, I see medical doctors in many businesses, right? It comes from medtech, health tech. It comes through pharma. It comes consulting, business consulting, working in startups, B2C, where you develop tools, apps, software, trucks, whatever. I mean, a lot of CEOs from startups have a medical background, right? So, but this is, from my point of view, not the main question. The main question is really, what do you love to do? Where are you good at? What is your passion? Where do you want to earn money? And so these are the main questions, right? And everybody finds his or her business, right? And I typically tell my clients or also in my community meetings, don't be a copy of somebody else. There are a lot of copies out there already. So I see a lot of LinkedIn profiles where they write computer graphics, software engineer, software architect, whatever, virtual assistant. And I say, okay, put it back or take it away. And now you write down, what are you really doing? And it should be something what nobody else is doing. Do your unique selling proposition. I help, I don't know, people in academics build their own business. You know, maybe there are 2 or 3 more people like me, right? But I think there are not so many out there, right? Or what else? What suggestion do I have? I help female entrepreneurs in copywriting and social media, right? So it's really clear, it's niche down, and not so many people are doing this. So I really like to work together with you on your unique selling proposition, and independent on your background, on your education, on your experience, you can find your business, what you love to do, and where you can earn money, right? And maybe you have a medical background and still you're working in a completely different area later. Maybe not. I mean, this is really
many doctors,
very
they leave their
individual.
field
Yeah.
and start doing something else.
Yeah.
Because being medical practitioners, it's like full-time job itself.
Yeah.
You have to give
But
full-time dedication, and like, you have to keep on updating yourself with the recent updates and everything. So we don't get much time to think about starting our own business. So,
yeah, but I know a lot of people do that because they can earn more money somewhere else or whatever, right? Or because of just not so important reason. But it really should be because you really do what you want to do, right? And maybe and I think you should not regret that you have a certain education, right? Because everything what you learn so far and you experience helps you in your future and what you want to be and what you want to do, right? So if you have a medical education and you work in another field, a lot of people do it because of the money or whatever reason, right? But it should be because you want to build something for the society, you want to build a business, and then your medical background maybe helped you for something on this path. If you would not have done it before, then you could not go in a certain direction, right? So I always try to build a pathway for my clients and for my students that it makes sense, and the education makes sense, and the future business makes sense, and there is a logical pathway through it, and not only because of a very simple reason like I can earn more money. I mean, money is one point, right? But it's only one of many other points.
right. Thank you so much for the information.
Yes.
Just wanted to say that was a good presentation. I know that I have a presentation myself coming up next week, exactly 7 days from today. So I'll be sending you the high resolution photo later today, and of course, like the PowerPoint. But maybe the PowerPoint. I don't think you or James necessarily need it. I mean, I could share it, but like I will be sharing it on my screen, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Typically that works.
Okay.
But maybe we can already, if there are no other questions in the direction of my topic, maybe we can already stop the recording, because then if there are practical questions about next week and so on, this need not to be in the recorded session on the YouTube channel, I think. So
Yeah,
thank
that's
you very
true.
much.
I second that. But I got one more for you if you want.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
And not really a question, but take us through one of your real life examples of someone that you kind of helped along the journey and what you guys went through, just briefly.
I mean, yeah, this is what I already showed. I showed some real life cases in my presentation from different fields, virtual assistant, like you as a founder of the medical platform or of the TeleHealth Today platform, business coaches. But it's always what I said already, according to your first question. It's always about focus, right? So I typically work with people, they have a lot of ideas. So typically, it's not an issue to find an idea or to find a business. Typically, it's the opposite. It's to focus down, to niche down, to really find the business and not 3 or 4 businesses at the same time. Because if you're a solopreneur, it's not possible that you do 2, 3, or 4 business, even not 2. It's not possible. You can do 1 at the same time, right? And maybe you can bring 2 ideas together and build a new one, but in the end, it's about focusing. And then this goes through all the 12 weeks, you know, on the business model, on the target audience, on making the message, building their own brand story, making the video, making the landing page, and so on. It's always about focus and the one thing, right? And this is what I bring in the beginning. And yeah, this is whether it's a virtual assistant, whether it's a business coach, whether it's a marketing expert, whether it's software engineers, fractional CTOs like Cosmin or other people in the Tech One community. It's always about what is my niche and what is my one thing I want to focus on for the next 12 weeks. And of course, I mean, if it doesn't work in maybe 6 months, then you still can adjust it or you can do something else, right? But typically it works if you focus on one thing and you put all your passion into it, right? So this is the story. This is my avatar. I take them through. How can you do one thing and only one thing? And this is hard enough because I know it from my own. I told you I have so many ideas normally, and then we have to refocus again and again and again.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the question because this is really important. And yeah. Okay, I think that was good. Maybe we can stop the recording. What do you think?
Yeah, thanks for being here. Yeah, anybody wants to talk to him and see how he can get you to focus on precisely exactly what your dream really is, then book with him on TeleHealth Today.
Yes, yes, I would appreciate that. We did already sessions on TeleHealth Today and it worked good.
So until next Monday. Thank you
That's
all
me.
for being here.